Han Solo.
That was a good one. I like that one.
That's like the most memorable line from Force Awakens with Maz Kanata.
I mean, I'll say there's like this chair is making me so weird. It's like this spring that keeps it up is like broken. It's like slowly zinc light.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a solo-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with more behind-the-scenes special features, deleted scenes, all that jazz. And we are now going to be doing it for the Han Solo movie.
Yeah,
And
I'm pretty
so
excited. I like this one. This
we
was a pretty
don't
good one.
talk about the Solo movie that much, even though it's a gem of a movie. Like I really liked that movie, and so I'm surprised we don't. We should talk about the Solo movie more often. Maybe we could do a whole episode on it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I want how did we do like? I mean,
We
we
did
kind of
ranking stuff
ranked
when we
it,
talked about it, but like
but I feel like we could break it down or something
maybe let us
because
know.
I feel like a lot of people like didn't go see it that like in
Well, we all
theaters,
know
and
it
then
bombed, but
it bombed, but not for a good reason,
it's that's a whole nother thing.
in
But
my
we
opinion.
love Han Solo movie here at Empire
Empire
Radio,
Radio,
so
yes,
we definitely know that a lot of fans do actually like it, and the box office numbers do not reflect how good it is. But we thought that maybe we could jump into some of the extra behind the scenes and deleted scenes and extended scenes tonight because those are always fun. And these deleted scenes tonight are just kind of a lot of them are just fun,
yeah,
nothing crazy. And there's not really too many of them, but there is also like two little mini like I don't know, documentary things. Like one's about Chewbacca, and
Chewbacca.
then one's just like a roundtable like discussion of the actors and the director talking about their experiences with the movie and all that stuff. So we'll be going over that as well. So it's not just deleted scenes or extended scenes tonight. We're gonna do all the special features for the Han Solo movie that are on Disney Plus. So if you have not seen those yet, pause the podcast, go watch them, and then come back and listen to us because we'll be breaking them down.
Yeah, so spoilers.
Spoilers.
But yes, it seems like the chat actually majority of the people like it, so that's good.
That's good.
So we're not the only ones, Jeremiah.
That's good. That's good.
I don't know. I love the Solo movie. I think it was underappreciated, and like who said it in the chat?
Yeah, it is underappreciated. And I think when we did our top 5 moments, I think my number 5 was the Darth Maul reveal at the end. So
I mean, yeah.
that's in my top 5 moments of all time in Star Wars.
I was
So
kind of sad that he Maul, like the actor from Maul, wasn't on that round table. I thought that would have been a cool interview perspective.
yeah, but he was in there for like 20 seconds. So
Hey
like,
man, he knows that
yeah.
that's a big deal.
All right, so we might as well just jump right in. So the first one is a really simple scene. It's called Coaxium Double Cross. And so we know at the end of the movie, there's the real Coaxium that they have refined and they bring it to Dryden Voss and he thinks it's fake. And then his goons capture the other people down below, like Enfy's Nest and the not locals, sorry. And so they have their own canister as well. Well, this scene in the deleted scene is they get the refined stuff from the people, the locals, and he sees that the case that they have and he's like, wait a second, do you guys have another one of these cases? And like that's the scene, which I like that they left us out because
Yeah.
if you left that in, then you knew that there was gonna be a double cross. There was gonna be like some kind of like trick going on. Whereas as the movie we have seen it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know that's gonna happen at all. Like we're learning about the scene and what's going on as Dryden Voss is paying attention to everything, as well as Beckett as they're watching everything.
Yeah, I
So
think it's a good touch that they actually left it out because, um, like you said, Jeremiah, like it was the hype of it and like the part that we didn't even know, we were kind of left out of that secret too. It kind of was a cool story
right,
plot,
it would have given
but
away too much. So
it's kind of interesting to see that they didn't even plan that as supposed to be like a suspenseful thing in the movie. Like that wasn't planned, you know,
right,
at first, and then they decided to switch it.
yeah.
And I was like thinking, like, do you think any of these deleted scenes are from the previous director?
I don't know. Like I wish we had a better understanding because for those of you who don't know, the movie originally had one director, and then was it actually maybe two directors, like together were directing or something, and I don't know, they got fired or they quit or something, and then Ron Howard came on to finish the movie, and so I don't know exactly where all of that came into play with scenes because like we learned later on that like the when Han and Chewie meet in the mud pit, like that was one of the first things that was filmed. So I don't think Ron Howard had anything to do with that scene. Um,
No,
but
because
like
Ron Howard's first scene was the kissing scene.
I think that's what they implied. Yeah, when
Yeah.
when they're in the closet and Kira and
Hmm.
Han are there, and so I was like, I wish I knew more about what was Ron Howard's parts and what were the other director's parts, but we don't really. We'll probably never know.
You know
But
what? I feel like George had a lot of parts. Like,
no,
you don't think so?
no, because I said he did. He only had the one little. We'll get into it later, but there's one little
Oh
thing when
yeah.
George was on set for one day, and he made one little comment to Ron of what should happen, and Ron did it. And so, like, I don't
And it
think there's a
worked.
lot, but um,
You don't think he had a lot to say behind the scenes though?
no, I don't think he was really consulted. He was consulted for like the sequel trilogy a lot, but and like the Mandalorian and stuff. But
The Mando, I feel like he's consulted a lot about.
yeah, he was on set a lot and
Now
stuff like
the
that.
but that whole beginning race scene, I felt like that felt like a George feel.
Well, I don't know. It's just a chase scene in a movie. Like you're in a speeder and you're going around the city. Like that's not really a George thing. Just because we see a similar thing in episode 2, like it's not really a
Well,
thing.
no, but it's like George likes vehicles.
Okay. Does
Well,
that mean he like directed like the Fast and Furious movies? Like he was involved in that because
he
there's
probably would have been a lot better at them. And there'd
okay.
probably only be four,
I don't
not
know.
seven. Well, that's true, actually.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But anyway, that's the first the Coaxium double cross extra case scene was uh the first deleted scene. Second one is uh a scene when Han and Kira are running away from the authorities. So it's kind of like it's not an extended scene, but it's like I consider it more of an extended scene because they're adding to them being chased.
Hmm.
So, but it is a deleted scene in that same sequence, um, and it's just them running through the market and being chased by the dogs, and then they find like this big barrel full of like worm, weird worm, fish, eel things, and Kira's like, "We gotta jump in here and hide in here," and Han is not happy about that, and so, but they end up jumping in there, putting the lid on, and then it smells really bad, and so the dogs can't smell them. That's what the issue is, and then they leave.
Yep.
But then it's like it lingered on, and like so they're in the water, after they leave, and they're just like having this weird moment, and like Han's like trying to like flirt with her in this water, and then like
He was gonna kiss her in the
tries to kiss
water.
her, and she pulls back. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I was gonna kiss you." Oh, okay. And then like he's like, "Are you squeezing my leg right now?" No. And that's like the eel or something is like squeezing his leg, and he jumps out of the water, and but like this is
They
like,
jumped out and he like puts his hand down his pants and
oh
pulls out
gosh,
the eel, and I was like,
oh gosh.
what there's a
This is
reason why
why
they
it was
cut
deleted.
there's a reason why this thing got like up until that part I was like, oh, this is really cool, and it was fully edited too.
Yeah, like there's
That
only
was
like
like one
one little
thing.
spot that
It was
like
like the
background
background, but the
wasn't
dogs
fully.
were fully
Yeah, everything was fully.
animated.
So they were almost seemed like they were almost gonna put it in, and maybe Ron Howard said no.
Yeah,
That's what I'm guessing.
because it, like from the previous directors, they were supposed to be like people were complaining or the alleged rumors, I guess, that the whole staff. I don't know if we've ever talked about this,
We
Jeremiah,
haven't talked about it.
but the whole at one point, I guess the whole staff was like they locked themselves on the Millennium Falcon and was like, "This is not a Star Wars movie." Like pretty much like the main cast did it and was like, "We're not gonna leave the Millennium Falcon until we get a new director."
I
And that,
never heard that.
yeah, it was like a big ordeal. So like people were talking about that, and so but it seems like because they were saying that the movie was going way too much as a comedy route
Oh, I do remember that. I remember
than
hearing
it
that. That was
like
too comedic.
yeah, and this is clearly like like
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of like a almost inappropriate kind of like linger, but also very comedic, like it would be in like a white chicks kind of film. Like it's not, it didn't feel like Star Wars that scene. Like
right,
up into that part, it kind of did, but then when they're in that tank talking at the end, and he comes out and does that whole thing, it that part was like, well, that just didn't fit at
right.
all. So I mean, it's a good reason why it came out, but yeah,
Yeah. So it was parts of it was good, but then obviously how it ended was just kind of weird and awkward. So that's probably why they decided to cut it
yeah.
out. But yeah, so that's Krillian Foot Chase. The next one, Han Solo Imperial Cadet. And so I have seen this one. I've seen a couple of these. This one and another one I've actually seen. So
I
this
haven't
is,
seen any of them, and this was another one that I actually really liked this one.
yeah. So, because as we know, Han Solo was an Imperial pilot at one point, and we don't know that story. Um, and so, like, in the movie itself, like, we hear that he got kicked out, but I don't think we ever saw anything about that in the movie. But this deleted scene is why he got kicked out, and so it's him in space with like a damaged TIE fighter, I think it was, and
Mm.
he's rushing to get back to the Star Destroyer or whatever ship it was without dying. Um, and then right after that, he gets into the hangar, and we don't really see him landing. I think it's just kind of like previs stuff where it's like I think it's supposed like he like crash lands in the hangar, and then it jumps to him
With the eye patch.
with an eye patch, which is funny, like an
Well,
eye patch, and then
even the way they
he's
the
standing in
way
front
they
of the Moff because he's in trouble.
yeah, like the way they cut it though, it almost seemed like he was like about to crash, and then all of a sudden you see him with the eye patch on. Like it
Yeah,
was a really funny moment kind of thing.
yeah. So then the issue then is he was told to do something, and he said no because it, and he's like, well, by me disobeying orders, I saved someone's life. And they say, well, that doesn't matter. Didn't
Empire
obey.
doesn't care about that.
Yeah, like they just want to like they'll always find someone to replace someone who dies. So, um, his punishment and then is to be kicked out of the Imperial Navy, and then he's sent to become a infantry person, and so that's where we see him in Han Solo movie, the actual movie where he's on that planet. I don't even remember the planet's name, but that's where that
The
picks up.
muddy planet.
Yeah. So I think they could have left that scene in there
Mm-hmm.
because, like, we knew that he was an Imperial pilot and he got kicked out, but we never saw that story and we didn't even see that in the movie. I don't think so. It's
No,
just kind of
because
like
it was
stated.
like kind of fast. I forget how they showed it to us,
I don't
but
remember, but
but
I don't know. I
the
think they
chat
should
saying
have done
that
it.
like the story on how he actually did get kicked out is in either the Boba or Bounty Hunter comics or like the yeah. So
Okay,
they're out there. There's actually a real canon reason why he got out, but or
interesting.
didn't make the cut. Which I
Interesting.
think is funny because he is like a really amazing pilot,
Right.
but they portray him as a really bad pilot in this moment. Like
Right.
he's just like barely surviving. And this was one too, like the edit wasn't like fully done. But I don't know, like Jeremiah, like you said, like I would have actually liked this in the movie. I would have thought it would have been cool and would have added some character and like yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people want Disney to make a what if series for Star Wars, like they did with the Marvel stuff, and it would be cool if they did a what if on Han Solo if he didn't get kicked out of the Imperial Navy and he continued to be a pilot. Like that would be an interesting story because as good as he is as a pilot, like if he wasn't, like a good guy at heart and he was
Hmm.
like a bad guy, you know, maybe he could have been one of the most feared Imperial pilots in the galaxy or some or
What if Vader didn't become Vader? What if Anakin didn't turn?
yeah, there's all those. There's all kinds of
Mm.
stories. And one of our voicemails tonight is a what if question that we might be a
Ooh.
big argument, big discussion. I don't
Don't go
know.
too far.
So stay tuned
Don't
for the
don't
voicemails.
pause this and never
Just
come back to it. Keep her going.
all right. So that's the story of Han Solo. Why he got kicked out, but it's not real yet anymore. So that's it. So next one, I don't even like. I remember watching it, but like I didn't remember what it added. So that's probably why they deleted it. So it's called Proxima's Den, and so it's a scene like down like where the underground area where Han and Kira live under Lady Proxima's rule. Um, and then it's just him saying, "Hey, we gotta like leave now." But like I don't even remember anything else other than that what happened in that scene. So
That was
like
kind of unforgettable.
it's very forgettable. And so like Kira was like very like I don't want to go right now. It's not the right time. But Han's like I'm gonna be dead tomorrow if we don't go. But then like they get captured and they get brought before Lady Proxima or something. Like I don't know.
No, Jeremiah. The comic of this is of that story from the last cutout scene is actually canon.
Okay,
So
cool.
the chat, I'll probably chat. You can send that to Jeremiah in the Discord, but they send a link to it. It was pretty cool.
So I'm kind of looking at watching the scene right now. So I'm trying to understand. So are these so like at the end they go to like the pool area where Lady Proxima lives, and like they
Hmm.
have these people like
I think they're like
are these like
there's
actors like moving these
yeah,
things, but these are not like actual like
correct.
okay. 'Cause I was like, what the heck is
They're
this?
just not blurred out essentially.
Okay, because I was like really
Yeah,
confused
at
on
first too, I was like, wait, why is there guys in the pool with them?
because it's
And
like
they're
they
like
look
all
like they could
black.
be like the way they're dressed in a sense. Like it
Yeah.
almost looks like they're part of like the character. It's all dark and they're like all wearing like black, whatever.
Yeah. It's just supposed to be cut out.
Yeah. So then Han's just brought to the water. I'm assuming, and then
Yeah, I'm confused.
like the
I
scene
was
doesn't even
confused on
do
how he
anything
got there.
in
Because
this
when
scene.
Yeah, like didn't they just find him
Yeah, in the
and then they
scene, like
brought it?
the deleted scene, they just
No,
find
the
him when
real
he's talking to
scene.
Kira. I think it's a similar thing. They get he gets caught down in the living quarters or whatever, and then it gets brought, and
Yeah.
that's when he has his thermal detonator, which is just a rock.
Yeah.
That was a funny
Which
scene.
is kind of funny. Which is kind of ironic now. Now that we know how Leia got the detonator.
Yes, got it from Boosh
Mm.
from season 2 of Forces of Destiny. So we did a breakdown of that season a couple weeks ago. So go watch that if you haven't, and then listen to the podcast.
Also, those scenes in this movie was like the only thing I didn't really like about this movie is how blue it was. I did
Why?
not enjoy it. I just visually, I didn't appeal to me at all.
Well, you don't understand why it's blue, right?
I forget. Isn't it
Be-
something to do with
because when
skin?
the rock that he has, he throws through the glass, and the sunlight
Hmm.
comes in and burns Lady
Yeah,
Proxima. So like she needs it
dark.
dark,
But then they can't really show it as a dark scene.
so they just need to have it dimly lit with blue light, so
Yeah,
like she can handle that. So it's kind of like the atmosphere, so that Lady Proxima can.
yeah. It's just it was just visually hard to see,
Yeah,
even in the movie.
but the scene didn't really add much, so that's why they deleted it, which is perfectly fine with me. But the next scene
Yeah,
is my
it
favorite
is so
scene.
weird though you say that though with those guys in
Oh,
there. They look so weird with the head thing on it. I wonder if they're like underwater cameras.
maybe.
Yeah, they look so weird.
But
The
anyway,
next is your
next one
favorite?
is my favorite deleted scene, maybe in all of the
Really?
deleted scenes we've ever seen for
Okay.
Star Wars,
For
because
real?
they needed to keep this one in. Like, I'm kind of mad it didn't. So when, this is this before or after the train heist? This is after the train heist, right?
Yeah, because what's her name's not there. She's gone.
Who? Oh, Val, you mean?
Yeah, Val's.
And then the other guy, the
Yes,
monkey guy or whatever.
the flying
So
ship guy.
in the movie, we see them walking across like the snow field after they crash or whatever, and all that jazz. But this is a deleted scene from this, so they're just walking along, and Chewy and Han start having a snowball fight and wrestling in the snow. Like, this is such a good scene. Like,
It reminds me of you and me.
yeah, I kind of had flashes of you tackling me off a snowbank onto the ground and
But Chewie
feeling good.
does tackle him. She gets annoyed and he tackles Han. Just because he can't stop the snowball, so he just jumps
And the
on
funny
him.
thing is, like, I feel like this was almost
I
improvised.
was gonna say, I think after like you like go through like the documentary part and they're talking about how their relationship, like they hung out before they even started shooting to like build a bond as actors. Like it definitely seems like this was like a joke and then it just kept
Yeah,
going
because
and they
like
just didn't stop.
after Beckett yells at him to like stop, like you see Chewie like slip and fall, and like that slip and fall was like real slip and
Hmm.
fall, and so it's like
And then
I don't
Han
know.
almost fell too.
Yeah,
And
he
then
almost
Han
fell
still
too.
had another snowball and they hit him and then ran off the screen. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
it's
know.
funny. It just wouldn't have added
Oh,
any.
what do you? Whatever. That would have been such a good.
I don't
They
know.
should have left that one in. Like there was
They
no added CG or whatever. I'm assuming maybe the background is like all CG or something, but like I
or
don't know.
not. We don't know where they filmed.
I
They
don't know.
filmed in
Either way, like
London.
it was a perfectly finished scene, and they could have left it in. And I'm kind of mad at it, but
Yeah,
it's
but
canon in my heart.
I think it's one of those things with the other one. Like it's too comedy.
It's not that it's too. I don't think it's that because like there's still a lot of comedy in this movie. Like we gotta understand that. So it's not just
That's true.
the only reason, but like I understand that it didn't add to the story and that's probably why. But it's still a funny scene for the start of their friendship, and the fact that like Chewy started it, like it makes it even better because you would think that Han would be the one that starts that because he's more loosey goosey, and Chewy seems to always be more serious. But
Yeah. So the chats, people in the chat are like, I want this in canon. So what you
yep,
do next time you watch the solo film is after the train heist part, as they're walking, you pause it, go to the extra cut, you watch that part, and then you go back to the movie
yeah,
and see how it fits. Because I bet you it doesn't really flow well.
it doesn't need to flow. It's perfect. All right, so that's just that one. That's really quick. It's only like 30 seconds long, so it's no big deal. Um, the next one is the Battle of Mimban, which I guess that's the name of the planet. Um, and so this, now I can't remember if in the movie. So at the end of the scene, one of Beckett's crew members dies. And so this is what that
Yeah.
scene is, where they're in the battle and that member dies, and that's it. So I can't remember in the movie if it's referenced that he dies. I think it is. Like someone died on the battlefield and they just referenced it. And that's why they're looking
Yeah.
for a replacement, and that's kind of how Han wants to join. I think that's what happened. They just, but so they deleted the scene of that person dying. And so
Yeah.
it's
Jeremiah,
just
go to 14 seconds and pause.
what?
The the alien that's dead on the ground.
Oh, that's just that species. That's for the from
I
planet. So
know.
you see them throughout the.
Oh, really? I thought this. It kind of looked like uh Maz.
It doesn't look nothing like Maz. It looks
Really?
more like it looks more like Hondo than anything.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. It just
But a
kind of
lot
felt
of
like Maz.
the aliens, the the native species or people or whatever have
Hmm.
like these. They kind of look like scarecrows, kind of like it's all these like
Like stuffing.
yeah, like they're like scarecrows. But um,
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Like I forgot, but like that one on the ground kind of just looked like that for me for some reason.
yeah, after this, like when they're shooting everyone, like it looks a lot. You can see
Yeah,
these
they look
creatures.
bigger. They're
It might
taller.
be just like their cloak or something that they're wearing, or it has like
Their
it
clothing.
looks like some weird like prickly things. But I don't know. I think it makes sense that they didn't show this scene because the scene kind of portrays Han as a soldier, and even though he was like, we don't see him as that. So like having the scene in there makes it look like kind of out of place for Han, even though it's technically what he
Yeah,
left.
because
But
like in the movie and during this the scene that's in the movie, he was like very scared
yeah, and like in the
and he
scene,
just
he
didn't want to
actually
be there. He was
kills
like
people.
hiding. Yeah, and this one like he's legitly shooting them and stuff like that. And the whole point of the character development in the movie is that he doesn't actually want to be part of the Empire. He just used that as a way to leave and he
Right.
got stuck. So I like the route that they went because it doesn't portray Han as like a bad guy essentially. Like he doesn't just kill random people to kill them.
Right.
But if you're in part in a
He
situation,
never shoots first. He only does it in
correct. I was
defense.
gonna say like, well, no, he
Actually, at the
okay.
end of the Han Solo of the movie, he actually shoots
Yes,
first.
yes.
But that's a
No, but
discussion for another
like
time.
if you were forced into a war that you didn't want to be in, but people are shooting at you, you got to defend yourself. I mean,
I don't know. I think
you
I
just
had a
let it
good
happen.
run.
Like
Here I am to take me out. I'm not gonna fight.
you're just like. No, I feel like if you went to war, Jeremiah, you would like somehow become the priest and just pray for people as they're like
I'd be
they're your
like
fallen comrades.
I'd be like Andrew Garfield in Hacksaw Ridge. You've seen that movie,
Oh,
right?
yep, such a good.
Yep. I'd be like him. I wouldn't carry a gun. I wouldn't do anything. I would just save people's lives the best I could. That'd be me. But I would never even do that. I'd flee to Canada if I had to get drafted.
Cut off your big toe.
So Brady, if you're listening, if there's a draft that happens in the United States, I need a place to stay in Canada. So well, he's in the military in Canada, so I don't know if he can.
Yeah, I don't think he would support that
I
decision.
don't know if he can allow that.
He might not support you in that.
But yeah, Brady, you're my if I ever need to flee the country, you're my Canadian ally that I need.
Hey, but we had that one Canadian that
The guy from Mexico that went to
that went
Canada.
to
I don't know
go
what
flee with
happened to
him.
him.
Go flee with him. He sounds like he does
He's
it.
he's a cool guy.
It's pretty cool.
It's been a long time since we've heard from him. That was like a year ago that we heard from him. So.
Yeah, shout out to you if you're
Yeah,
still
I
listening.
don't even remember your name, but if you're listening,
Send us a voicemail.
send us a voicemail because that was fun. All right, next one is an extended scene, and it's the scene where Han and Chewie meet in the mud pit, and this was a long scene.
6 minutes.
6 minutes, and so this is why they cut it out because watching it dragged on and it was very
literally
repetitive.
didn't add anything different from it for me.
It's like take what we got in the movie,
which is already long,
but like extend each scene, like sequence in that scene long, make it longer. Mm-hmm. It was just more of the same stuff that it's just. It makes sense why they cut it out because it was just so long and it was just like it dragged on. And I was like, all right, get to the point. Which I don't know, like it's fun to watch because they're just two guys mud wrestling and it's funny to watch and all that jazz. But I like what we got in the movie. It was much shorter and it was the same.
It's same point,
same idea. So like it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know. Would you rather have been longer in the movie with some more of this? Or
no. I definitely like the shorter version. If anything, they could have even done it shorter.
Right? So, really?
I don't know. Like it, we got the point. Like, I mean, it was fine, but like this one's way too long.
Right.
So, like when I watched it, I didn't realize it was like extended scene. I thought it was a deleted scene, and I was like, "Wait, I've already seen this. This isn't deleted." And then it kept going. I was like, "Well, it's probably extended." And then when it was done, went to the next one. I was like, "Oh yeah, it said extended." How dumb of me, but yeah.
So that one. It's the longest one, but it's like the easiest to like say it was just all the same stuff over and over again, tackling, punching. I think but in this scene, Han was better at fighting Chewie. I would say, like, as he like puts him in like a headlock and is like choking him with a chain.
Yeah, like pretty much it just makes Chewie look like, or Han fight Chewie a little bit better.
Yeah, that's like the only
in the beginning, but the boy gasses out.
Yeah, like you don't want to fight a Wookiee, folks. Like that's not gonna end well. So
no, if you're going 5 rounds and with a Wookiee,
you're gonna
gas out after the first 2. So if you don't knock him out after the first 2, there's no hope for you.
Didn't he like punch him in his face in this scene?
Yeah, like
this, like right in Chewie's face.
Like they legitimately fight, and then he pulls a Leia and goes behind him with the chain. Was gonna try to choke him out.
There's apparently. A what if?
What if Han would have killed Chewie?
Like, what would his life be? Like,
depressing.
They probably just
kill himself. He probably just kill himself at some point.
They probably just shoot him. Like, okay, you were supposed to die down there.
Oh yeah, that would have been the whole scene.
All right, well, guess we'll just shoot him, and then it's like they go back to work, like whatever. But
I mean, I like the scene because it forces their relationship in a sense of like Chewie didn't want to be down there either.
Right.
And so it was cool. But I always felt like when he started actually speaking Wookiee, it kind of like it always kind of felt weird to me in the
It's just like him gargling.
Oh.
Which is funny, but
yeah.
It's always like reading the subtitles of what he's saying, like how it's just like terrible. Like I wonder, is what he's saying grammatically correct in Shuriwook, or is it like bad Shuri-wook that doesn't make
Oh,
sense?
it's definitely like broken English or broken
Broken
Shuri-wook.
Shuri-wook.
Like he used the instead of him. Like he messed up words for sure. There's no way he did it
I don't know.
perfectly.
Different languages work differently. Like,
Yeah, but like I felt like if he spoke it very fluently, he would just speak it to Chewy like that instead of speaking English. Like we
all
never
right,
see him speak it again.
right. Which is it'd be funny if we ever get the same Alden Eric, Alden
Alden Eric.
Eric, like more of him as Han. Maybe we'll see more of that. Like,
Yeah, like they're just sitting on the Millennium Falcon talking in it.
and like Chewie's like, just speak English. I understand basic. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to pretend like.
Yeah, if they did something like that, that'd be cool. Or he was just annoyed of his brokenness, and he's like,
Or
"Dude,
like
just speak English. I don't want
if
to hear
like
it."
Chewie taught Han a like Shuri-wook like swear word like Dank Ferrick, but like
Yeah,
and like you just hear him like use it in the movies or shows or something like, what is he saying? And we know it's like a Shuri-wook swear word, but
yeah.
it'd be funny.
No, I wonder, like, because I feel like if he spoke it really well, there'd be certain situations, like, for instance, like in the cantina, he would have not whispered to Chewie. He could have just spoke to Chewie in that
Right,
language.
right.
But
But yeah,
um,
that's that scene. Fun, but very long.
yeah,
Next one is an extended scene. It's when uh, Beckett and Han and Chewie meet Dryden in the yacht, as they call it. And so it's an extended scene of that, and it's like the main thing is Dryden gives Han like this food. It's like, oh, this is the best food in the galaxy. It's like some like
it's like
it's like a crab
monkey
leg, but it has like the meat is like these blue worms or something,
green worms
green
thing.
worms, and it's just like him. Han is like trying to eat these weird worm things while Beckett and Dryden are arguing,
Yeah,
and it was just
it
like
literally. I thought it was like the monkey lizard hand or something.
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the scene. Like it was like really short, and so it's like it didn't do anything for the story,
yeah.
so they cut it out. So that's the end of the deleted and extended scenes. And so then after this, there's a 22-minute little thing called Solo, the Director, and Cast Roundtable, and then a 7-minute Team Chewy. And so before we jump into those, let's hear a word from our sponsor for today's episode, because when you're having a roundtable discussion, you got to have some beverages with you. So
Facts.
if you're going to have that discussion, you got to have something to drink. So why not have that with Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea? So Lucas, if you're listening and you're doing another one of these roundtables in the future for like a behind the scenes thing, use promo code that we're going to tell you, and you can feature us in your documentaries and behind the scenes and stuff, and that would be great. So
That'd
have a
be
listen.
amazing.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code EMPIRERADIO, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All right. Well, so we can discuss this roundtable discussion. So it's 22 minutes. And so you have the actress for Val, the actress for L3, Alden. You have Jonas, who does Chewy. You have Kira. What's the actress name for Kira?
Oh my gosh, you asked the one that
Game of Thrones chicks.
everyone in the world should know.
I know when you say it, I'm gonna remember it. I just can't think of it. You do remember it?
I forget.
I can't remember it. Then you have.
Oh, everyone's gonna hate us now. We can't.
But anyway, so then you have Donald Glover, right? That's his name, Donald or Danny?
Donald Glover.
Well, there's Danny Glover and there's Donald Glover, and they're
Who's
the
Danny?
same name, so I always get them mixed up. Then you have Vision guy, I can't remember his name, and then what's his face? Who was Beckett? Woody. So it's the whole crew basically, the main actors, and so they just talk about their experience as being cast, and then their experiences on set, and kind of the fun that they had. And so the first thing that they talk about is when you found out you got the part, who, did you tell first? Like, what was that story? And so they just went around telling all of them, and it was like, yeah, I told my grandma, and you're like, you can't tell anyone. And then like a week later, I told everyone, everybody's excited, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't do that. Like, and then, it's just people like, yeah, I called my dad. It was
literally
fun.
why they tell you not to tell anyone, because people still do that stuff.
Right. And then, so it's just some of them. One was like, I was sitting on a toilet when I got the call. That was the lady for L3, which is
L3.
a weird story. And then,
yeah, she said she went to the loo, she said, because sitting on a toilet, because she got the call during dinner, so she went to go answer the call. But then it was kind of funny because they're like, yeah, don't tell anyone. And then she said, okay. And then she left the bathroom and her face was beet red because she was so excited, but she couldn't say anything.
But then everybody thought it was because she had
And then they're like, oh, I just found some really good news.
Or big news, I think she said.
Big news, yeah. You just left the bathroom. So it's like, are you pregnant? Like,
what is going on? But yeah, so there was just that. And so it's kind of just basic stuff who they told, which wasn't really
it pretty much like, yeah, everyone told everyone, and this is why the new Solo movie never got made. I'm just kidding. That's not why.
Nothing to do with
that. Just kidding. But like literally all of them said that they told someone like right away.
You're allowed to tell your family.
You are.
Yes.
Oh.
They even said that in there. You're allowed to tell like your closest family members, like you're not supposed to like tell friends or other people in the industry or
that's fair.
Anything like that. Because like obviously you can't just say, yeah, I'm disappearing for 4 months to go film a movie and I can't
9
tell
months.
You. Well, everyone's different, but
because
for him it was 9 months because he went from one job to the next job.
No, he said for another 9 months. He said.
I interpreted it as he was at one movie and then he went immediately from that movie to the Solo movie. Yeah,
they said that he's like, but the thing is, I won't be home for another 9 months. And then they weren't happy anymore.
unless it was he had a movie right after Solo.
Well, the movie took more than 4 months to create. They had to switch directors.
I don't know. Most movies only take 4 months to film.
Dude, Solo had so many issues.
Like the episodes were like 7, 8, 9. I think their schedule was 100 days to film each movie. So it's like
that explains a lot. They could have used.
That's how all movies are. Most movies are literally 3-4 months.
True, but now
and then they add like stuff before and after, like this like scenery stuff that like the actors and stuff aren't there. But
and then you have to do reshoots too and stuff like that.
But yep. So that's then they just told their family members. Wow, who would you tell, Drew, if you were cast in a Star Wars show or movie? Who would you tell? You tell Stephanie, obviously.
Yeah, it would be really hard for me not to tell you and Andrew. Like if like I applied to just like be a trooper in the background and I got it, like
Well, if you're
being
if you're an
cast.
extra, you can
Okay, but
tell
being
anyone.
cast in a Star Wars movie, like that's all I want to be. Like I don't even want to be like a big character. I just want to be a trooper in the background. Like literally all I care
Let's all
about.
be real. If you ever get put in a Star Wars movie or show, you're gonna be Broom Kid. So
Okay, well,
we all know that. So it's you would have a much bigger
You
role
know
than
what's
just
kind of funny? At work today, I was sweeping and I thought of everyone. I was like,
Did,
this is dumb.
was the broom standing up against the wall and you
It
just
was leaning against the wall,
did
and
you try to force pull it?
I flinged it, and it came back, and I got it, and I was like, I can't do that ever again. That literally was that's what happened. I was like, if
I don't know.
Empire Radio could see me now, they'd be all cheering and laughing at me as
It's
I'm
gonna
playing with this broom in the corner.
like 10 years from now. There's gonna be a episode of like Where Are They Now, and it's gonna be like the Empire Radio host, and it's like you sleeping. But
Hey,
funny.
I mean, we've gone over this, but I would be Broom Kid if they offered it to me.
Yep, that is true. So Lucas, if you're Lucasfilm, if you're listening, if you need an adult Broom Kid,
Call me up.
Drew Shoemaker right here.
My number is no.
5555.
Straight up game.
That'd be funny. But yep, so that was the first part that they talked about. Then they talked about the audition process, which I thought they would have done more on the audition stuff, but
No, because like didn't only Han actually tell his story really?
yeah, but like the Bentley guy who played Dryden, like he said
Yeah.
like, he just begged like
Yeah.
to be in the movie because technically
Well,
Dryden Voss was supposed to be an alien, like an actual like alien species, not like a
Yeah.
person that has like
mhm.
stuff on his face. Like it was supposed to be like a fully, I don't know if it was supposed to be fully CG or if it was supposed to be like a prosthetic like
Yeah.
thing, but it was supposed to be a clearly alien species, and they cut them out and just
He
put.
pretty much like called the director and begged him.
But like, so like I wonder if Dryden Voss's character was something that was added much later in the process, and that's why. So then, when Ron Howard came in and started directing, like they kind of more changed that character to be what we got. So,
and Donald Glover had a lot of fan push for him to be this.
I do
character.
remember that. That did he like say he wanted to be it, and then everyone said that, or did people just start saying it?
I think. I mean, he might have said it. I don't know how familiar you are with him as a actor or
I
artist.
listened to like one of his songs.
Dude,
and
he's like my favorite rapper, actually.
I know you and Andrew have
I love
talked
Donald
about it, and then
Glover.
Andrew
But-
freaked out when I haven't listened to his album. Like, oh, you have to listen to it. You know,
Yeah,
how
the newer like the newer two are really good. The other ones are probably too raunchy for your flavor, but then again, you don't even listen to music, so it's okay.
No, not really.
But no, but as like an actor though, like he's in the Amazing Spider-Man, I think 2.
I think it's the second one because he's Miles, right?
No,
Or
he's
is
Miles' uncle.
Miles, okay,
Because he calls Miles on the phone,
right?
or Miles calls him.
And so
he pitched. He was like he literally because he did stand up at one point,
yeah,
and he has a stand up special which is hilarious. I definitely recommend checking that out. But he has like a whole bit. No, it wasn't Netflix. Like I have it on DVD. Like that's how old it is. Yeah, because he's in Community.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah,
And when that show came out, I watched it like when it came out weekly, and him and Abed was like my favorite characters, and I love those beginning seasons. I love that show. And so then when he left and became a stand-up comedian and he was talking about like he has a special, and it was hilarious. And one of the things was like, oh, they're redoing Spider-Man, and he was saying that he's like, well, I could be Spider-Man, and he just tweeted that, and then it blew up, and everyone's like, yeah, it's Donald Glover as Spider-Man, and then he's like, heck yeah, I'll do it. Like he was like pitching himself. So I think when they announced that they're gonna do Solo, I think the similar thing, he's like, well, I could do Lando, and then it kind of just happened.
Yeah,
And
that's
I think
his being cast is the best casting decision they've made
dude.
in the Disney era. Like,
I mean, isn't he getting his own show?
he is, and so I think that's now has been confirmed that's going to happen. So
Yeah.
before was it just like a rumor, never confirmed, but
No,
recently
they confirmed it on. I think they did on Celebration, but then it kind of like they kind of just stopped talking about it because of COVID. And then it was like one of those shows that I think like they might do, they might not. Kind
So
of
I wonder
thing.
if Han will be in those shows.
I'm assuming most likely, if not for all of it, like some of it, like, and then
He
he might
wouldn't
have
be
his.
main character, but he'd probably be in like
Yeah, like they might bump into him here and there or something.
yeah, which would be
Or like a
interesting.
Boba Fett character, essentially in the Mandalorian show.
Yeah, so I'm not like I don't even know like what they would do. Like, what's the story? Like, I'd rather
Heist?
have a Kira show where
Oh,
we
for
see,
sure.
because then we can see Maul. Like,
Yeah,
but with
like
Lando, like I don't even know what does he even do. Like, he becomes,
steals things,
but then
gambles.
it's just gonna end up with him becoming what is he the what is his title in Cloud City?
I don't know, but I feel like at some point doesn't he own Cloud City?
He owns it, or he's
He like
governor
gambled
of it,
and got it
or something.
somehow.
Like, I don't really care about like how he got to it. Like, it's just like I hope they make a compelling story, because it's like
I think they will, and I mean, his show is amazing. His show, and so like for Donald's a really amazing writer too. So he's not gonna do anything that isn't done well. So
right.
he's definitely gonna help make sure that the quality of the show is really well. And I mean, yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm actually really excited. The more like after watching this, I'm like, yeah, I love Donald Glover. Why? I think he's like the best. I loved his version of Lando. I thought he did really well. So,
Right.
and I loved his story on how he called his dad and told his dad that he got the role in the new Star Wars movie, and he's like, I felt through the phone that my dad was like giving me the like the nod, like, yes, you finally, like, this is the thing I wanted you to do your whole life, like
Right.
this is why we had you. And I would probably do the same thing if Miles landed a Star Wars role. I'll be like,
Miles gets the role of Broom Kid.
hey man, dude, if that happened,
son, you did what I couldn't do. I wanted to do it so bad, but you picked me up, son. Good job.
you fall through my, you've gone somewhere I cannot follow.
Yep. So then the one part of the audition process then for Alden was like they wanted to like keep what he was auditioning for like a secret, like because everyone in the room that was like watching the thing, like they didn't know exactly what he was auditioning for or something like that. And so the way he interacted with like Chewy for like a scene was a dog puppet, which the joke is that Chewy is like basically Han's pet dog, but like he's like, I'm talking to a dog, like everyone knows exactly what's going on, like they're listening to the conversation, like
Yeah, it
the
was
dog, they would like do like a dog sound, bark sound for
every
like,
single time.
so like they knew he was talking to like Chewy, so it's like everyone knew what was going on. But that was just part of the audition
Yeah,
process.
and then the third one, they just let it out the hat, and he was like doing it in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Right. So that's all we had for the audition stuff. Another cool, fun thing that they said was, So the first thing that they shot was the mud fight, and it said it took them 3 weeks to film that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying, dude. This movie to
like
film that scene.
that should be like a long weekend, like a 3-day weekend or something. Like, I don't know. Obviously, they deleted a ton of stuff, but like I
Yeah.
wonder if the 3 weeks was part of like choreography, like not in the mud, like that they were
True.
practicing.
Yeah,
Like they talked about how they had to practice that a lot, work on
and then
that choreography and
in the
stuff.
extra scene part too, I don't know if you realize, but like there's a part where you can tell that like Han was like connected to strings,
Oh yeah, we see that. Yeah,
and so like I think another part of it too is like they had to like he had to be able to do certain tasks that he probably wasn't used to doing,
right.
like stunts and stuff, and like they were legit like they talk about kind of like the Chewy thing where he was like doing a lot of tricks with the outfit and getting used to it and stuff like that. So it was probably a lot to like to jump into like a fighting scene with those two characters. Like it probably would have went faster if they did it later on after they're used to wearing their stuff, like.
Right.
And then like the thing that also took a while too was getting Chewy's hair properly, like the right way. And
Well, we'll talk about that in the Chewy documentary
yeah.
thing. But yeah, so I was just surprised that it took 3 weeks, and so I was like, what exactly was it 3 weeks? Was it actually shooting in the mud for 3 weeks, or was it? So like,
Was
what
it all of it
all
added
of it?
up?
But I guess we
Either way,
won't
it
know the
still
answer
took
to that.
3 weeks. So.
Right. So hopefully it wasn't 3 weeks in the mud because that'd suck. Like every day, and they said it was like super cold in that mud room,
Mhm.
and I was like, that would just be terrible. Every day, cold and muddy. You
3 weeks.
shower, go to bed, and the next day you got to do it all over again. Like that'd just be
Yeah, no
a
thanks.
miserable experience.
I would still do it though.
Yeah, you would. I probably would too. uh, but yeah, and then the next thing that I thought was interesting, which I didn't realize, was the actress that did the voice for L3 was actually in a suit with the L3 like prosthetics and like costume on. Like I didn't realize that. So she has a green suit underneath like the shape of everything that L3 is, like the
Yeah.
arms, the legs, and helmet stuff. Like I thought it was just a straight CG
Yeah, me too. I did not realize it was like.
thing. But she was in it the whole time. In every scene, it's just her acting, and they just used the green screen effect on her clothes that she was wearing underneath, and just
So like the
added
way she walked and stuff was actually the way
she was walking, and
she was
like
walking. It wasn't just like an added effect and stuff.
right. So that I thought that was really cool. That
It
I
made me
don't
respect
even
the character a lot more.
yeah, like I don't even know who that actress is. Like I don't know her name. I don't recognize her in anything. I'm probably if I looked it up, maybe I'd recognize something. But like I didn't know anything about her. But now that like I see that like she was in this suit acting the whole time, makes me like, dang, she's actually. I thought she just did the voiceover, like she just recorded the
Yeah,
voice
exactly.
and they just added it in. But like she was actually out there doing it, and I was like, dang, she has more respect now for me, like because like she did it
For
all
sure.
herself, and I thought that was pretty cool.
And they kind of talked about how like if Han and L3, how did they meet through the actor's eyes and
Or
stuff. I thought that
or
was
how
like funny.
Lando and L3
Yeah,
met.
which I thought was like a funny thing. It's not canon or anything, but they're like, what if they when they met? How do you think that was? And it was pretty much like they got into a fight at a bar. Like they were both like,
It was
it was funny.
like Lando knew that he wanted her, and like had to like rescue her or something from the bar, but like because L3 is so independent and
Yeah,
like how does he convince her to come? So
it
like
was it was pretty funny.
I'm sure if we got or when we get the Lando series, I'm sure I wonder if a lot of that's gonna be before or after the movie. Like it might take place after the movie, but have like flashbacks or something. Because There's no way
Mhm.
if it takes place after, he's not going to reference her or have flashbacks with L3. Like, so we might even get that story, like how they met,
That'd be
or
cool.
if he gets like a new droid, like him, like, you're not as good as L3, blah blah blah, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. And then the final thing that I have from the documentary was just the day that George Lucas showed up to shoot and
Mhm.
how he gave some direction. And it was when Han and Kira are in the closet, like, Ron was just going to have Han take the cloak out of Kira's hand and just put the hanger on the bar. And George is like, Han would never
Harmony.
do that. He would
Yeah.
just grab it and throw it. And then it shows a scene where he just kind of grabs it and kind of looks like he's going to put it on a thing on the pole, but he just drops it behind his back onto the ground. Like, and it's like something like that. Man, like, are we ever going to get George Lucas to direct something again? Like,
Yeah, because even all of them are like in awe of him being
they're
there.
like, one little thing, like not hanging something up and dropping it is like a major difference. And so that adds to the story of Han Solo. Is like, that's just who he
But
is. It grabs
isn't
him.
he? Is he directing some of the Kenobi stuff or no?
No.
You sh-
Deborah Cho is directing every episode.
Okay. I for some reason I thought when they first announced it, like he was gonna do some of it or
There
he
was
was on
no,
set or
there was a
something.
rumor at one point that he was going to be directing a movie. That was like a straight rumor, like 3-4 years ago.
Mm.
But that's nothing. But like,
But he's definitely gonna be on set for that, right?
for what?
Kenobi.
I don't know. We'll have to wait until we see the behind the scenes stuff that they always do for the shows. So I'm assuming he'll always be there as a consultant, like for like Mandalorian. Like, he's always coming on set and giving insight and ideas and talking and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be doing that for a lot of stuff moving
And he
forward.
also was like on set and stuff for Boba too.
And I'm guessing, if anything, he'll spend more time on the Ahsoka set because that's Dave Filoni's show that he's doing it, and they created that character together. So
Yep.
if anything, I bet Dave Filoni will have George Lucas direct one episode of Ahsoka series. That would be crazy.
That'd be amazing. We would watch it over and over and over again. That episode would be on repeat.
But yeah, so that's all I had from the documentary thing. Was there anything else from that stood out to you that you wanted to
No,
reference?
I really, I don't know. They seem like a close cast. Like they really bonded. The biggest thing is like they were really happy for Ron Howard to become the
Amelia
director.
Clark, that's her name.
Yes, Amelia.
I just remember it now.
Nice. Yes. It seemed like they were really happy that he came and saved this movie.
Yeah.
So like you really got
They
that
even
vibe.
Alden even said that, like, "Oh, thank you for coming on and like
Mhm.
doing it." So like, they're thankful for that. So
And Ron Howard's like amazing director and actor and
his daughter is pretty amazing too,
True.
Dallas Bryce Howard. So, and we know she's always going to be involved with TV shows moving forward. So we love her as she directs
Mhm.
stuff. But yeah, so that's the end of that part, the little round table thing. But then they also have the 7-minute Chewy documentary about how they had to make Chewy come back to life for this movie. Even though, like, it's weird because he was in episode 7 and episode 8. So like, I don't understand, like,
But it's a different actor though.
no, it's just the same actor.
Like he didn't act in 7, he acted in 8 and 9.
No, he was the primary person in 7, and then, but what's his face, the original guy, was there for like a little bit. Like, there's like one scene that he's in
Oh.
because he was still super old and couldn't
Yeah.
run down hallways as Chewie anymore. So
Yeah.
Jonas is the new guy. So he's a 7-foot tall guy from Finland. So he's just a cool guy. Like whenever I see him interviewed and stuff behind the
Yeah,
scenes
and
stuff, he's just
he's
a cool
like
guy.
very active, very.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he said he was a what sport was he involved in or what
Basketball.
basketball because he's tall, obviously.
Mhm.
But we kind of learned some stuff about the process of Chewy. Like I did not know that the original like Chewy voice like one of his sounds was like grizzly bear recording.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Like I felt like I should have known that. Like
I
I
mean,
never even thought about like how they made the voice. I thought it was just a person was able to do stuff, and then like he had like a roar thing that like I thought was just whatever, but I didn't realize that it was a bear. And so they remade bear recordings, and what did they add? Like they said like 30 some different new Chewy sounds or something.
Yeah,
doing different
animals,
things.
and they combined it. It's like a bunch of different animals combined.
Right. So I thought that was interesting, and then they said they made 4 Chewy suits, and they had a hand place every single hair strand. Like
that's why it took 3 weeks to do the mud scene.
but like I don't even understand like
the point.
no, I didn't even like first off, I never thought that it was like how they make stuff like that. But like if you go to the store and you buy like some like Chewy fake thing, like that fake hair, like how did they make that? Because obviously they're not having some person hand stitch every thread. Like what's the process of doing fur on fabric or costume stuff? But like for this, they had to hand strand every single hair, and that's like I don't know. I feel like there's hundreds of thousands of hairs on each suit. Like how do you do that by hand? That would take years. It seems like. So I don't know how they did that, but and then they had to use one of them for the mud scene, so they had to like cover this handmade suit in mud to make it work.
Yeah, they would use a special kind of like mud too.
Yeah, so like it's interesting that for some reason I thought they just made a Chewy costume that was like the muddy stuff. Like they just made it like that to look like
So
mud.
did I. I thought it was like made. I didn't realize they actually used mud
But it makes
on
sense.
a Chewbacca's outfit.
But it makes sense because if that's what Chewbacca really is that long furry hair, and then you have to use that to make it look real. It's kind of like in like special effects stuff and CGI stuff. If you like, I don't know, Andrew and I would always talk about the Corridor Crew, about like how they do like CG behind the scenes stuff and breakdowns of movies. But like one of the things is, you know, like a lot of stuff like it's in the background or something that's behind something blurry or something that's made blurry. You would think like, oh, they can just just put random objects and stuff and just blur it out and it'll look fine because it's blurry. But they realize in filmmaking that you can't do that because it looks fake. So you have to make things as real as possible and then blur it for it to look real. And so it's probably the same thing with the Chewbacca costume is like you have to take the real costume and then put real mud on it to make it look like
it's probably just easier
too. But man, I'll be like, I made this Chewbacca costume, took me like a year to make, hand stitched. Oh yeah, we're just gonna throw it in some mud now. What? Like
Yup. And then they also like put water all over it too, so that it like even got heavy. So he's saying like it weighed a lot more.
Yeah, didn't he say it weighed like 70 pounds more with the mud on it? And so then he has to do all those stunts in the mud pit, like with all the extra weight, and you're in mud. Like I don't know, it's pretty terrible.
He probably got jacked at the end of that movie. But like they were like doing like the stunts and stuff, and it's so cool to see him in the stunt room as Chewie, like flying in the air.
Yeah, like they did like slow mo stuff,
and they did slow mo, or him like at the gym working out. It was actually really funny and cool to watch.
But some of those slow mo things where he's like diving and rolling in slow motion,
yeah, it looks so cool.
Like, dang, we need to see like like Kashyyyk Olympic Games or something like that, where like it's like a bunch of
Dude, that'd be so
Wookiees
cool.
just doing all these crazy stunts and athletic things, and just seeing them perform, like that'd be cool. But
And you get that horrible Wookiee too.
they're from the
Gosh,
Kessel mines,
the one that has no
like
hair.
losing hair and stuff. That's just sad.
It's probably like the part of Chewbacca's outfit that like they couldn't get the mud out, and they just gave him.
Probably. But yeah, so Jonas is the Chewbacca for the foreseeable future. Like
Yeah.
Wookiees live like 500 years, and so by the time Episode 9 finishes, so that's he'd be 230 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So like Chewie's gonna be around. They're never gonna kill Chewie off. Like even though they did get me in Episode 9, I thought they killed Chewie off when Rey
Dude, you know how
Force Lightning.
pissed everyone would be if that was a thing.
They got me in that movie. I thought they definitely killed him right there. Like they got me.
I mean, they killed Han, and that was already bad enough. They can't kill Chewie. I feel. Do you think? Okay. Do you think people would be more outraged that Chewie died than they were that
yeah,
Han died?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you hear someone like someone got beat up, like yeah, it's sad, whatever. But then like someone says like yeah, someone beat their dog. Like you're extra angry, extra sad. Like you care more about a pet being beat than a human being.
Yeah.
I was like, gosh, but it's true. Like so, like if they killed Chewie, that would have been. Like I had a bigger emotional reaction to Chewie when I thought he got killed than Han. That I remember.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be around for another 200, 250 years, maybe 300 years in the timeline. So
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, he has.
He
If he's
seems
ever,
young.
if he's looking for an extra paycheck, he can just put on the Chewbacca suit for a show or movie, and
Yeah.
he'll get another
It'd be
paycheck.
cool if we like see him. I don't know how they would do it though, because it would have to be like after Han, I think, or like younger Han. You know what I mean? Like we couldn't see Chewie walking around on Tatooine in the Mandalorian show without having a Han there, unless they
Right.
did a deep fake. I mean, that's possible.
Good, but I don't think they'll do a deep fake for Han, but because since they already have the actor that we're going to be used to, but
Yeah, but now that deep fakes is so good, would you be mad if they did that?
I would be mad for that just because we've already been
Because
given
we already got him.
a real face that's the young one. But now if it is post Episode 4,
Mm-hmm.
like they could do that because then we're used to that face for that.
That's what I
time.
mean. Like,
But anything before Episode 4 would have to be Alden, I would say.
yeah.
And then, but if Chewbacca's that old already, because he's 190 years old in the Solo movie, so if they do shows or movies that take place before Episode 1, like 100 years before Episode 1, when Chewbacca is like a teenager ish, like
Mm-hmm.
in Wookiee years, like they could do that, and Jonas could still play him. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's definitely going to be around for a while. Like he has a job. He's still young. So, anything else, Drew, you want to discuss about Chewie stuff or anything from the deleted scenes or extended stuff? Anything
Nope.
like that?
Nothing. I would just encourage you, if you haven't watched those, to go watch it. They're worth watching. I think they're fun.
Yeah. Han Solo is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get as much recognition as it should, so
Yeah, and
always
the
support it.
reasons, because Jedi kind of ruined the hype of Star Wars movies, and it came out kind of on a busy weekend too. So
Was that Memorial Weekend that came out?
yeah,
Was it Memorial Weekend?
yep,
Interesting. Because I remember it was in May of.
yeah. It was like
2018.
Memorial Weekend. Jedi just literally ruined. Like, so many fans were so mad and stuff like that. It just, I mean, honestly, for me, even it was. Oh no, Jericho said it was May 10th. Then I don't know.
Oh.
But either way, like, I was nervous about going to watch it.
Really? I was
Yeah.
excited.
I was excited, but I was still really nervous. And then, Jerica didn't get to watch it because she had prom on the 12th. All right. Well, I hope you had
Dang.
fun.
I never went to prom.
I went to 9 proms, but that's a story for a different time.
9 proms?
9 proms. Yep.
Did you go as like an underclassman too?
I went my freshman year, and then I went to multiple different people's proms too.
But did you go all 4 years at one school?
I did all 4 at my school. Yes.
You know that if you do that, you letter in prom, right? And you get a martini glass.
I did, well, our school is like a Christian school, so we didn't have alcohol.
What does that mean? That has nothing to do with what I'm talking
Martini?
about. A martini glass is like if you letter in prom, you get a martini glass.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a patch.
Oh, on the patch. Yeah, I did get. Yes, I did get a letter.
But you got the martini glass, right?
But I mean, I didn't put it on anything. I don't even know where it's a patch.
That's the craziest thing you can letter in high school is
really
prom. I think. What else other crazy thing is that? You get sports and music and theater and like other clubs like.
Yeah, I lettered in band.
I did
cool.
too, but like you just if you're in band, you get lettered. Like it's not that.
That's
crazy.
literally how I lettered.
I lettered in baseball. 3
that's
out of the
cool.
4 years. But anyway,
did you get a jacket?
No, I didn't waste my. That's stupid.
Just got a jacket. I didn't get one.
Okay. Anyway, that's the Han Solo special features. A lot of fun, but that's not why you're here tonight. You're here because of the voicemails. That's everyone's favorite thing, and we got a ton of VCU stuff. But before we get into the VCU, we have 2 normal voicemails plus a behind the scenes from Lucy, and then about 1,000 more voicemails for the VCU. So
no, like what's the real number? 1,000?
So all together, there's 14 voicemails.
Oh gosh, that could have been the whole episode.
Take away the 3, so it's 11 VCU canon voicemails. So I don't have enough space to upload them all. So, oh crap, we didn't transition, so I'll do that.
It's voicemail time.
All right, voicemail time.
Voicemail time.
All right,
Dude, so many VCU. Also, well, you'll get to it. Let's just keep on.
So let's listen to these first ones that are not VCU, and then we'll jump right into everything else. So, first one is from Will. We got a question from Will, and it's a good question.
Ooh.
And there's only one correct answer to this question, in my opinion.
Okay.
But let's see if you agree. But let's listen to Will's question.
Oh. Hey, Empire Radio. Will here. I'm just at work, technically. I'm eating Chex Mix right now, and I was wondering, this is a very, I guess, basic question. Anywho, what is your favorite part of Chex Mix? I will read off right off the bat. Is it the corn Chex? The round pretzel? The rye chip? The wheat Chex? The square pretzel? Or the, and I quote, squiggle breadstick? These are some interesting names. Squiggle breadstick. Hey, Empire Radio.
Oh, okay. There it is. So, Chex Mix, what's your favorite part? And there's only one correct answer.
What's that circle thing that's brown?
That's the rye chip.
I like that one. That's my favorite.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Okay.
The fact that you can get just the rye chips.
You can?
As a separate, yeah.
I didn't know this.
What do you mean?
I didn't know you could just buy that.
You got Chex Mix on the shelf, and right next to it you have the rye chips.
Oh,
and that's
didn't
the
know
best
that.
thing. Like every single
Yeah,
time it's like a
Jerica in the
party.
chat's like, wait, you can? See, I didn't
Yeah,
know that was a thing. I just always pick that out, and then I go to
yeah, I
pretzels
know.
number 2. Pretzels are pretty fire.
The
Okay,
squiggly
but
chip,
the
the
squidgy,
squiggly
the
ones are so
gross.
good.
Oh, I hate those. The orange
Really?
ones. I always
These are
spit those out. I
orange.
hate those. Right?
These are orange.
What are the orange ones and sometimes chest mix?
You talking about Cheetos?
No, not Cheetos. I don't know what Cheeto is.
No, there's some people they add like Cheetos or
Oh,
there's like an off another brand of wannabe Chex Mix
okay,
that
but is Chex
like we
what
have.
what defines Chex Mix? Like, don't you also have like chocolate in it?
Well, isn't there? Well, you have Chex Mix, and don't you have like? Isn't Gardettos has their own form of Chex Mix, and those are the ones that have. I think the Gardettos brand, I think, is the one that has. You can get the Chex Mix, and then you can get the rye chip separate. But
Oh,
Chex Mix is their own brand of that mix, but Gardettos has their own version of that same mix with the rye chips.
mm,
And so when I, so like I you like at any party that has the mix, I always pick out the rye chips, and
I
like
mean,
I feel bad, but then I don't feel bad. So
you only feel bad because you're from Minnesota, and that doesn't
no,
last that long.
because I'm a nice, compassionate human being, and I like to put others first. And so when I do something selfish, I feel bad. That has nothing to do with Minnesota, because even though our slogan is Minnesota nice, there's not a lot of nice people all the time. So
True, but when you go to other states, then you remember how nice Minnesota is. So that happens to me a lot.
oh, I don't know.
I'm not
Like I
gonna
told you,
name states.
I haven't left Minnesota since like 2013, so I couldn't tell you what
I'm
other
gonna
people are
leave
like.
next week, and I'll let you know how it goes.
That's not gonna happen. Or well, yeah, you're leaving for
I
that
said
trip, but
I'm
not me.
gonna leave. I know. GG.
All right. And now we have another voicemail here from Brady, and he has a question for us. So let's listen to that.
Hey, this is Brady here. I just have one question for y'all today. And that question is, what do you think would have happened if Obi-Wan had taken the Death Sticks in Episode 2? Now, I know that Star Wars Theory already answered this question, but I wanted to know what you think about it. Cheers and have a great day.
Star Wars Theory answer that question?
He does everything, dude. Like,
That's fair.
but so what would have happened? So this is like a what if episode of Star Wars if he took the Death Sticks. Like,
He probably would have went home and rethinked his life.
really?
Yeah.
Or would maybe he? Like, I don't even know. Like, what is
Yeah.
like the
What
effect of Death Stick? Is like Death Stick?
is it? Weed or is it like?
Is it or is like something hardcore?
Mushrooms that like
f-
you
I
literally
feel like the
get
name Death
epiphany.
Sticks is something that's like really bad. Like,
Or is
you're
it
definitely.
or is it straight up just like cigarette, but it's like 1 pack per stick?
I don't know.
And
I think it's definitely there's hallucinations like mushrooms or some crazy psychedelic. Because look, if you're selling that in that kind of club, and they're called Death Sticks, it's not something light. So
Puzzler said in the chat that Death Sticks makes the Force powerful.
ooh,
It gives you better Force powers. You know,
gives
what if
you
Obi-Wan just becomes just a freaking goat?
gives them focus.
Hmm. I guess I would have to know the definition of Death Sticks, like, and what they do besides kill you.
Well, we'll just assume that it's like a hallucination,
Like
hallucinogen,
mushrooms, and like it gives
mushrooms.
you a epiphany.
I don't know, but I feel like it would just been he would have done it once, woke up the next day or whatever with like Death Stick hangover or something, and he like I'm never doing
Death
that
Stick
again.
hangover. Yeah, I don't know if it would change much for him, but I think if anything, he would just go home and eat. He definitely would not have caught the bounty hunter.
Anakin would have. Do you think Anakin would have?
And
turned
All right, this is
faster?
my theory.
Uh-oh.
This
There
is
it
what
is.
happened.
You heard it here first, folks.
He takes this death stick. Obi-Wan just goes out in the middle of nowhere and is lost in the street. Anakin's still trying to hunt down the bounty hunter. They somehow get into another ship. Anakin, in a fit of rage, trying to get to the bounty hunter, accidentally messes up and crashes into a wall, and then that's the end of Star Wars. All because Obi-Wan took this death.
So Anakin dies in the crash?
Yep.
Dang.
So don't take death sticks.
I think I'll stick with my story. I think it would just be a one bad night and he'll regret it and then he'll never do it again.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was one bad night. He definitely regrets it because he lost his Padawan, and he will definitely never do it again. It's the same outcome. It's just mine's more intense.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
All right. So that's ready. That's the answer to your question of that what if. So next up, we have a little behind the scenes from Lucy. So let's listen to that.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, it's Lucy with yet another behind the scenes voicemail. I'm recording this on the 17th, so happy Easter! First, thank you all for being so kind and supportive of Henry's moment of fame. It really means a lot to both of us. He will be back as varying roles in the VCU, though I do think this current universe is going to come to a conclusion in the next couple weeks. I think we should aim to end on May 3rd in time for Star Wars Day, which should give us enough time to tie up all the loose ends. The real challenge will be getting everyone's endings to match up without completely breaking it. This week's voicemails will once again feature Easter eggs from the Thrawn books that Jeremiah will not understand, but I'm sure Jerica will explain it. No pressure, Jerica. Anyways, finally, assuming this episode is on April 19th, my Star Wars Club is finally starting tomorrow on the 20th. I'll let you know how it goes. I can't wait to hear this week's VCU, and may the Force be with you.
All right, cool. So yes, happy Easter, Lucy and your family. He has risen.
Yeah.
We're excited for your club. Finally starting after 6 months ago, like you told us.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucy, I have my challenge out there for the artists out there of the fans to illustrate the VCU. Well, I'm sure in your group of friends you have an artist, and if you're there with them, you can give them more insight on what you were picturing in your mind when you're doing your scenes. So definitely get your friends to submit some scenes because they got the inside. It's like George Lucas showing up to set and giving a little direction. You're like the George Lucas of your friends, where you can give them a little direction and give them some art direction. So,
dude, everyone in the chat right now is blowing up. They're like, "Dang, Lucy called Jeremiah out. He's not gonna understand."
This is not the first time that she's done this. I think in her first ever voicemail, she's like,
she said something
like, if Jeremiah would read another book or something like that.
Yeah. Do we know Lucy's thoughts on The Lost Star?
We do not.
Lucy, let us know next week.
I feel like you and Jerica are the only ones that ever read that book. So I don't
That's
know.
not true. It's David's favorite book too.
It is?
Yes, he said that. It was his top 5 favorite books of Star Wars.
I don't remember that. Sounds made up.
No, it's not made up. Chad, help me out. It's not made up. David, we know you listen to this when you work out. Go on Discord and let Jeremiah know.
Well, I have the book stuff muted, so I won't get any notifications.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Was there anything else in that voicemail from Lucy? That question or comments? So I know that she said Henry's making more appearances, and we do hear from him tonight. I think that's all she said. But yes,
we hear from him tonight.
Huh?
He's on tonight's episode too?
Yeah, he's doing some voice acting tonight again. So, all right. So here is So last week was it last week? There was a minor continuity issue when Thrawn and Lucy come and rescue Will, but then Lucy's version, she can't find Will, and then he runs out onto the tarmac and they pick him up. So it was like there was some discrepancy. So Will wanted to clear some up, so we're doing a little throwback to what happened last week. We're gonna
Ooh.
find out where this issue, and I think Will did a good job on resolving it. And I don't want to spoil anything, but this first one they sends, the end. When I first heard it, I laughed so loud. So get excited for this. So let's listen to this first VCU of the night from Will.
Oh, hey, Empire Radio. Will here. Since I've been let out of my prison cell, I've lost track of Lucy. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really start following her from the beginning. I've just been trying to find a bathroom. I have been looking for like 10 minutes and I haven't found one. Wait, this door is open. Hold on, let me see. It seems like some type of ship. They have to have some type of exhaust port, don't they? You think? Oh, here it is. Housekeeping!
Do you know the reference, Drew?
No,
Drew,
I
were
don't.
you even paying attention?
Yes, housekeeping. I was paying attention. I was talking to the chat.
Do you know the reference?
No,
Tommy Boy?
I've never seen it.
You never seen Tommy Boy?
No.
Oh god.
Is that a movie I should watch?
It's one of Chris Farley movie.
Oh.
That's definitely from them. Oh gosh. I thought it was super funny. Will, good job with the reference. I thought it was funny.
It probably is funny. I've never seen it.
So the reason they got separated is because Will went to go find a bathroom. And he found a bathroom, but he didn't know if anyone was in there, so he just said housekeeping to see if anyone was in there. So there's that, and then the story continues on this separation between Will and Lucy and the crew. So let's listen to the second one from.
Jerica said I should listen. I should watch that movie. Okay.
It is a very good movie, but there's a second voicemail from Will.
Oh, whew. Okay, now let's get back on track. Hi. What are you guys doing here? You don't have clearance to be on this ship. You're right. I don't. But if you're gonna use the bathroom, I would wait like maybe 5 minutes or so. No. Hey, calm down. Okay, everybody calm down.
Oh, he pulled out his lightsaber.
Yes, this is a lightsaber. Now, if we don't have any problems, I won't have to use it. You see me menacingly waving it at you, huh? You don't want anything to happen? Okay, good. Then we're on simple terms.
All right.
The chat. Oh well, just got real serious.
Yep, he has a little dark side on him, so
he let some dark side out already in the bathroom, and then
okay. Have you seen the movie Ace Ventura? One of the Ace Ventura movies from like the early '90s.
No,
there's a scene when he. Never mind.
He's
It's a bathroom scene, and it's really funny, but it reminded me of that.
When he said "Don't go in there 5 minutes," I just thought of like White Chicks. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, you can't. Okay. Well,
first of all,
you should go watch White Chicks.
Jim Carrey movies are way more famous than White Chicks. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that. I'm just saying, but White Chicks is like a one-off, and it's hilarious.
No.
Because she
never
goes in the bathroom because she's lactose, and then she just like sits there and blows up the bathroom. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
I have, but it's
when he has all that laxative stuff.
Yep.
Remember that scene? That's a good scene too. Dumb and Dumber is a great movie too. So watch that too if you haven't. Oh, my roommate in college, that's his favorite movie of all time.
Favorite?
Dumb-
Who's your roommate?
Dumb-
Do I know your roommate?
No, you wouldn't have known him.
Are you sure?
Austin Weaver.
Sounds familiar.
He was there.
Hey,
He was the same year as me, so he was. You wouldn't have crossed paths.
No, but I know, but I know a lot of people around that time. I hung out there a lot.
Never, not when I was there.
Yes, I did all the time, just on a different floor.
You were never there when I was a student.
Yes, I was.
I never saw you.
Micah Rouser was in your class. This has nothing to do with the podcast, but
Okay, fine.
but yes.
I don't remember. I remember seeing you there.
I bumped into you once with your long hair.
I didn't have long hair in college.
You did your freshman year, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, maybe not.
I had long hair in high school. After high school,
You should grow it out again.
no, it's too much work. I don't know. I hated it. It was a lot of work. Now I just buzz my head every 6 to 8 weeks, and it gets the job done.
Sure.
I'm due for one. It's getting a little.
Yeah, you're getting a little scrangly.
I'm starting to look like Chewbacca mud wrestling a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
All right, so those are from Will. He cleared up.
Yeah, he did a really good way. I like it. It was funny.
Yeah, so
Good job, Will.
Whenever there's continuity issues, just put in a bathroom break. Like,
True.
that's all you need to do. But now, let's get into some serious business now. We got a lot. We got 3 from Lucy, and then 7 from Brady, who does all the different characters that adds in. So now as I'm talking and putting stuff on, I'm like trying to upload more because there's a lot. But let's listen to this first one from Lucy.
Hi everyone! After a long debate, Resistance High Command has decided to agree with my agreement to Thrawn's alliance, and we're now hurrying to send our forces to the unknown regions. Colonel Doss kept insisting he come with us, but High Command didn't want him to, so I stood up for him and convinced them to let him come. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a call. Thrawn? Hi, we're on our way to the unknown regions right now. Excellent work. And as promised, Dekai is being released back to his family as we speak. I will suggest, again, to prevent the threat he once more poses to your life, we could have kept him locked up. No, that's okay. He deserves to go back home. To his family. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I just didn't think any of them would actually try to hurt me. Especially not someone I used to be so close with. But anyway, tell Arlani we're coming ahead of time so the expansionary defense fleet doesn't blow us up. Bye.
All right. So
That was pretty sad.
it was pretty sad. So where's the story at now? So Lucy was able to convince the Resistance to team up with the Chiss to bring relief against the attacks of the Gungan army against the Chiss. So they're going to the unknown regions, and Colonel Voss is with them because Lucy pulled a Jar Jar Binks and convinced the Senate to, in a sense, to take on Colonel Voss to the. So that's not good because Colonel Voss is working for the Empire. He's undercover. So, but we find out that Thrawn arranged it for Dekai, Lucy's Mandalorian older brother, to be released from prison and given back to the Mandalorians. So that's where we're at with that. So here's the next one from Lucy.
What? Come on.
You should be happy, prisoner 22741. You're being released back to the Mandalorians.
No, if I go back, they're gonna ask me.
Dekai, how was the mission?
Dang, Ferric. It was unsuccessful, sir. My the traitor, escaped.
Then go back, find her, and kill her on sight.
But couldn't we offer her?
We are past negotiations. You will eliminate her using whatever means necessary, so long as she is dead in a week. Understand?
But, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I'll do it.
Good. Dekai,
Sir?
this is the way.
Yeah, I thought it was. I don't know what to do, Tyranny Radio, or whatever you're called. Who do I trust? If any of you listeners know which side I should pick, let me know. Why does it have to be like this?
Dang.
All right, so we had, not only did we have Henry back, but he did 2 characters. He did a trooper releasing the Kai, and then another Mandalorian who was there to pick up the Kai. So,
And the Mandalorian, he had like a little bit of European accent, so shout out to you. His acting skills are already growing.
Henry's
already.
doing
Henry's a
different
beast,
accents.
dude.
He's
Henry's like becoming the GOAT. Lucy, you better watch out.
Yeah, you better watch out, Lucy. But so the Mandalorians still want the Kai to kill Lucy, but we now feel here that the Kai has mixed feelings about that. But then the Mandalorians will probably kill the Kai if he doesn't. So now he's torn, and he asks, what he should do in this situation. And so it's
team
it's a
up
hard
with Lucy.
Team up with Lucy. And later on, we are going to say why we think you should team up with Lucy, because we have a little thing. Remember, you know what I'm talking about, Drew? But what I showed you over the weekend? Okay, so we'll get into why we think you should, why the Kai should team up with Lucy in the coming weeks. But that being said, let's get to the third voicemail from Lucy.
Dakai again, Empire Communicators, or whatever you're called. It's been a couple days, and I've decided I'm gonna do it. Who am I kidding? I can do it. But if I don't, I'll be banished from the Mandalore Resistance, and they'll start sending assassins after me. As you can see, I'm still completely undecided. I have a few days left, though, so I'm on my way to a quick head-clearing vacation to the last place Lucy could be right now, the unknown regions. That is the furthest place from all my problems, and the perfect place to think. I didn't really look at the travel brochure, but I'm going to some planet called Rentor. I think it's the home of some alien family called Kivu. Probably unimportant. Oh, great. A gang of stormtroopers is coming on my transport. Why are they going to Rentor?
Psst. They should go into the Bombad battlefield. We should have a huge fight set.
We're going to a planet with an active battlefield? Oh, no. I'm getting off. And they just shut the doors. I guess I'm headed to a war zone for my vacation. Great.
But you're a Mandalorian. That is vacation for you. Warzone.
First of all, Henry's
a beast,
did a full-fledged Gungan accent. Dang. So yes. So
can we get a Henry in the chat, please? A spam Henry in the chat. I want to see the love for Henry, because he's a beast, dude. He's becoming the GOAT.
Yep. So Dakai is still torn on what he should do, going back and forth between hunting down Lucy or trying to save her life, or at least run away from the Mandalorian so that she can still survive. So he's like, I'm just going to go to the unknown regions and rest a little bit and clear my head. And because all is as the Force wills it, he's ending up in the same spot that Lucy is. So, and he learns that there's going to be a big battle there. There's a big war going on.
Seems like Lucy looked at the same brochure as well.
Maybe. So, that's exciting because we see big conflicts coming up, and I'm excited to see how that all plays out. And it's interesting because we have the story of that predominantly Lucy is doing, with all these different things coming together in the unknown regions. But we have a bunch more voicemails from Brady and his ideas for things. And it makes the story a little bit more complicated. It doesn't contradict the story. It just the complexity of war. It's never, a straight line. It's never just steady moving forward. There's always twists and turns. So with this, Let's hear some voicemails from Brady. And here's the first one from Boss Nass. Now, we haven't heard from him in a while. Last time we heard from him is when he declared that he's going to be a third party in the galaxy, that he's going to take over the galaxy. So let's definitely listen to this first one.
Sabak Empire Radio, the big bombard Gungan Emperor Boss Nass. He's calling to say that we saw win in the big war, and we saw challenging the big Emperor Palpatine himself to a duel. And Misa gonna challenge Chancellor Mon Mothma as well. Misa seeing you here on the Naboo, and Misa gonna beat you.
All right. So
Those are
Boss-
getting wetter and wetter every time.
yeah. So Boss Nass, he's like, we're winning this war. It's getting to his head. So now he's like, I think I can take on Palpatine. So he is challenging Emperor Palpatine to a duel. Now, I can't say for sure what that duel is, if that's supposed to be a lightsaber duel or just they choose whatever weapon they see fit. But it's a big fight coming up. And so that's exciting. And so we don't know how this is going to play out because we got the war going on in the outer regions, but he wants to do his own thing with Palpatine. So that's a little extra deal. But now we got more details of other things going on. So we haven't heard from the 17th brother in a long time. Because the last time he was tracking down a Jedi and he finds him, and then he is terrified at who he tracked down. And we could tell that it was a Gungan of some sort. We didn't know who exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But this voicemail was entitled Gungan Sith. So let's hear a voicemail from this.
Hello, Empire Radio. Misa the Gungan doing the killing on the 17th brother. And Misa, a big bombad Sith Lord. Misa not Jar Jar Binks. Misa know that Jar Jar Binks is famous for being a Sith Lord, but Misa not Jar Jar Binks. Misa gonna go and join the Gungans and conquer the galaxy with them. Because Misa having the big faith in the boss Nass. Misa knowing that he's gonna rule the galaxy and Misa gonna rule by his side. Misa and the big Binks Lord gonna be the new Sith, and the big Emperor Palpatine, he knows to know what's gonna come. He's to know the power of Boss Nass and the big Jar Jar. He's a see, oh yes, and the Jedi too.
All right. So we finally have an identity to this Jedi that the 17th brother was tracking down. It seems that, I think he said, it was a little choppy, but I think he said he killed the 17th brother.
Yeah, that's what I got out of that.
So he's dead. So this Gungan Sith wants to join Boss Nass and the Grand Gungan army and help conquer the galaxy. And he wants to be Boss Nass's right-hand man. So
Makes sense.
now if Boss Nass is going to be dueling Palpatine, this Gungan Sith is going to be there too. So I wonder if that's going to play in. If now we all know Boss Nass, he's a boss. So I don't know if he can lose to Palpatine. But if Boss Nass gets into trouble, I wonder if the Gungan Sith is going to jump in at any point. So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now, we know that Valendos has convinced the Resistance to let him go to the outer unknown regions with Lucy and the Resistance and Thrawn and all that stuff. But we haven't heard from him specifically in a while. So, that being said, we do now have a voicemail from Valendos.
Emperor Palpatine, this is Colonel Valendos. I know where the rebels are hiding. You're never going to believe it. Their secret base. It's on the planet of Naboo. Oh no, I'm here right now with the rebels. They completely trust me. They think that they're A-okay. But I know they're not. So come to Naboo. And we will destroy them together. And we'll also call those Chiss there as well, the Mandalorians. We can all come together on Naboo, and we will show them who will dominate the galaxy. Not the Gungans, not the Chiss, not any of these people. No. Long live the Empire.
All right. So, sometimes the best way to hide is to hide in plain sight. Kind of like Superman. He's just always there. He just puts on some glasses and no one recognizes him, apparently. So, the secret Resistance base is now on Naboo. And so now this is where the story gets complicated, because the Resistance is going to the the unknown regions to fight the war, but the Resistance base is in Naboo. And Boss Nass has challenged Palpatine to a duel. But where is that going to happen? So Palpatine heard this challenge. And so Palpatine is responding to Boss Nass's challenge to a duel now. So let's listen to Emperor Palpatine.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Emperor Palpatine. I have received word from my informant that the rebel base is on Naboo. Now I know that my fleet is out dealing with those Chiss and those Gungans in the Outer Rim right now in the unknown regions. But I am going to redirect Darth Daddy. Wait, what's this? Personal challenge from Boss Nass? This is absurd. I must deal with these Gungans immediately. Guards, fetch my ship. We are going to Naboo, and we are bringing the Imperial Armada with us.
Dang, this just got real. Imperial
So
Armada.
So you have the war out in the unknown regions between the Chiss and the Gungans. The Resistance is getting involved. But now, because of the challenge of Boss Nass, and now that they know the location of the base, the entire Imperial Armada, the entire fleet, is going to Naboo to destroy the Resistance.
Yep.
And to confront the Gungans. And so it's like, what's going on? There's so many storylines going on, and nothing's contradicting each other yet. Like, the whole bathroom thing last week was the only big continuity issue, but that got resolved. But now this is like war. It's not a simple story. It doesn't go in a straight line. There's so many different factors. It's very complicated. It's a galaxy-wide thing now, and so war is coming. It's gonna be pretty intense these next few weeks, because you got all kinds of war conflicts that we're gonna be jumping right into. So, because Palpatine had this experience of getting the Colonel Doss's information and the challenge from Boss Nass, Palpatine decided he wanted to broadcast some messages to the entire galaxy.
Ooh.
So
been there, done that.
There's going to be two broadcasts, galaxy-wide broadcasts from Palpatine. So here is the first one.
This is a message to the galaxy from Emperor Sheev Palpatine. I am here today to say that we, the Empire, are returning. And we have already almost wiped out all opposition in the unknown regions. However, I have been challenged to a personal duel with Boss Nass of the Gungan Grand Empire. I will crush him, and I will crush the puny rebellion that he has also challenged. Right there, right then. I'm leaving Darth Daddy to continue the control of the Outer Rim and Unknown Region offensive while I crush these Gungan insurgents.
All right, that's the first one. He's
Darth Daddy.
so now we know that he's sending Darth Daddy to the unknown regions to lead that front that the Empire is doing, because they're going there as well. But now he's doing his thing here where he's accepting the challenge from Boss Nass, and he says he's just gonna destroy Boss Nass. So he's, Palpatine, he's a confident guy. Like he never has any doubts. He always has a plan. And so he's accepting that, and he's telling the galaxy the Empire is back, which this is a better story of how he's returning than in the actual movies, but whatever.
At least we can hear it this time.
Exactly. So here is this part 2 to the galaxy-wide broadcast.
In addition, anyone siding with the rebel insurgents will promptly be disposed of. I know where your base is. Imperial Intelligence Unit is flawless, and we will go there and crush you and anyone who aligns with you. The time is coming for the Empire to rise again in the form of the First and Final Order. Soon, there shall be a great conflict, and we will be victorious. Everyone else shall be crushed, like the bugs that you are. Join the Empire and fight for a galaxy of peace. Sheev out.
All right. And so there he says, if you aren't, what is Anakin's line? If you're not with me, you're my enemy. That's basically what he says here. He's like, if you don't join us, we're going to kill you.
Yep.
And so we know that the Chiss are in resistance. The resistance is resistance. And so then the Gungans, so it's like everyone is on the opposite end of Sheev's threats. So I don't know. My theory is that the Chiss, the Resistance, and the Gungan army are all gonna team up together against Palpatine.
Ooh. Well,
I think that's what's gonna happen.
You don't want to
I think Boss Nass is gonna see the error in his ways and see that he once was a peaceful leader.
Yeah, but was Boss Nass's boss? So.
Well, he's hiding in the planet core. So he's on Naboo.
Oh, true.
So he might have to make an appearance when there's a big conflict.
Show up.
He might show up and show who's the real boss. But I think my theory is that Boss Nass is going to find an error in his ways, realize what he's doing is wrong, see that he needs to join the Resistance and the Chiss to fight Palpatine on Naboo. I think that's what's going to happen. And this story is coming to an end because Lucy, in her behind-the-scenes thing, says that 2 weeks from now, the story should be coming to an end. So that'd be Tuesday, May 3rd. So. Now, it could go another week or two after that. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe. But however it plays out, we're pretty close to the end. What the story is coming to be. It all started with Poe going missing and Will getting BB-8, and now we have this giant war going on in the galaxy. And this VCU is turning out better and better, and it's bigger than I ever imagined it, and I really like this. And so
Is that all of them for tonight?
that's all the voicemails for tonight. I don't think I missed any, and so this is exciting. And so we're gonna go back to the challenge that I've been doing the last couple weeks. And so, earlier we said that we want Dakai and Lucy to join together. And the reason we say this, now we're not going to name any names, but someone submitted their first artwork for the VCU, and it is incredible. It's like, when I saw it, I'm like, this is like a professional artist in a sense.
Am I allowed to show it or no?
Don't show it. Don't show
okay.
it. But we'll
Darn
just
it.
say we'll just say that what was submitted was an image of Lucy standing back to back with Dakai in his Mandalorian armor, and it seems like they teamed up, ready to fight.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing piece of work, and if I win a $500 million Powerball, I'm paying this.
Hey, someone in
person.
Minnesota won the Powerball. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah, someone in Minnesota won the million. The million.
Oh, a million, not
Yeah.
the actual.
Yeah,
I was like, no,
million.
then because it's at
No, but
370 million right now, so
That's-
it's getting close to that 500 million. So in a couple of weeks, I might be being able to play again.
Yeah.
But if I win that, I'm paying this individual who submitted this first one to illustrate the whole thing. But I really like this piece of artwork, and
They
if
should
it's-
send more for sure.
she did say she'll probably do a few more, but I really like this, and so the bar has been set high. But obviously, like, if it's not like a professional thing, we'll still use it. But like,
True.
the
Which
challenge
is why
is
we're
still
not going to show it.
right, because I don't want to show any of the artwork until it's the finished
Oh,
product
okay.
and we can put it all together.
No, it
I'll
was
show you stuff.
amazing. Jeremiah showed me. I was like, "What the heck? This is so dope!" So shout out to you, person. You know who
Yep.
you are. Yeah, that was
And
pretty
so
sick.
now we need probably, I haven't even looked at how many voicemails are in the VCU, but we'll need probably 100 different images if I'm to like illustrate every single one. So, but the challenge is still out there. If you are listening to this and you are an artist of some sort, whether professional or amateur or whatever, you can submit your drawings, paintings, whatever, of VCU voicemails, these sceneries, the characters, whatever, and we'll use those in a video when I put all the voicemails together on YouTube to illustrate this story. We want this to be a completely fan-made thing. The voicemails are from the fans, and I want all the artwork to be from the fans. So if you have any artistic talent, draw something, paint something, do something on your computer where you can illustrate on your computer, and send us it.
The chat said that there is another person who sent art.
Another person?
Yes.
Maybe they sent it during recording night. I've only received one, unless so far, and I haven't checked the fan email, which is empireradiofans@gmail.com. So if you want to submit your drawings there, that's how you do it. Or if you're a fan in the Discord, you can just send it to me in Discord. But yes.
Oh, sorry. You missed a voicemail. Never mind.
From who?
From radio.
Huh?
That's not their real name, so I don't know what they sent it under.
I don't know. But anyway,
We'll get it next week for sure.
But yes, so I lost my place. Where was I? Yes, so so if you send us your submissions to the fan email, which is empireradiofans@gmail.com, or if you're in Discord, you can send it to me directly there. And to send it, like, it doesn't, if you're not like the best, craziest artist ever, like, that's fine. Like, we just want the fan art to illustrate And so go back, listen to the voicemails, see which ones you like, see what if you have like a really good imagery in your head of what a scene could look like. Just draw it out, paint it out for us, and send it to us. Like we'll use it. And so we want that because it's gonna be really fun, and like it'll take a long time for me to put together. So like if you want to, you don't have to send them like all right away. There's not really a deadline right now because it could take me a couple months to put it all together, depending on how long it takes submissions to be put. So
Well,
definitely,
and that art was amazing. So
yeah. So
it didn't take too long.
So if you need to take it, if you just want to like do like a poster, like a thumbnail, like this classic Star Wars posters where it has like all the main characters like on the big thing with like in space with like ships and stuff around it, like a classic Star Wars poster, and make that as like a thumbnail for YouTube or whatever. Like do that with all the characters on there, all the environments. Like that'll be fun. Like in that style, do that. Like we need everything. So you're the fans. It's your story. We want to involve you in Empire Radio's endeavors, and so this is the best way we can do it. So
yeah,
do that.
Do it.
Yep. And so then we can just quick talk about our socials, and we can get out of here. So if you have not joined the Discord or found us on Instagram or anything like that, you can go to links.co/Empire Radio, links with 2 I's. And there's a landing page for everything for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, different podcast links, and then also the link to needlesslynerdy.com as well. And just get connected there. Join the Discord too through there. There's a link there. And then you can join our great community as well and meet some of these people like Will and Brady and so all these people in the chat. Jerica. You can meet all these people. They're great.
Xantopius the Third.
Who is Brady.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, so definitely follow us everywhere. Follow us on YouTube. Like we need more people on YouTube. Like that's the goal someday is to be like 100K subscribers, all that jazz. And so definitely like that. We have more than just the podcast on there. We have vlogs, we have cooking videos, baking videos, stuff like that. And so definitely check us out, subscribe. It really helps us out. And
yeah, I also did the Stranger Things reaction. People seem to like that video.
Oh, there's one moment in there that I want to clip and put that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what it is until like I have it in a video. But I went back and played it like 10 times because like.
Oh, that's so funny. Dude. The chat or like they comment down below. They want us to do. They want to know our thoughts of the show for like those last seasons. So I don't know how we'll do that, but just stay tuned.
I plan on binging the first 3 seasons of Stranger Things before season 4 airs.
Yeah, so I started the next day. I started season 1. I'm like 4 episodes in right now.
Dude, they're so young.
Dude,
in that first
they're
season.
so weird. It's so weird
now they're like adults. Like it's so crazy.
And I follow a majority of them too on Instagram, and like, so I've seen them grow, and now they're like adults.
It's like weird. In the trailer, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
dude, she's nuts. Like I can't wait to see her in like 10 years doing crazy movies and shows and stuff.
She's a beast, dude. And Wolfheart, he's a beast too, dude.
I've never seen him in anything else, so like
I saw him in It. He's really good. And then the new Ghostbusters. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard he's really good in it.
Fun.
But yeah, and then real quick, also ICCCCon next Wednesday, so a week from tomorrow, I'll be flying to Andrew, Will, your state. I'll be flying to North Carolina, and then me and Andrew will be driving to Nashville. So make sure if you're not going to be there, make sure you go onto YouTube because there's going to be some dope vlogs. Pretty much I'm going to try to do every single day, so go over there, subscribe if you want to see that. And then also there will be a live podcast from there on Saturday, and we'll remind you guys again. Also post it on our Instagram and stuff too, so you're going to want to go over there as well. But yeah,
fun. Yeah, that's next week. So
yeah, dude, it came up quick. Pretty excited.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's everything for tonight. So you have been listening to another solo-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.